We sent Heidi Spouty out to interview participants in the Lean and Green event. Heidi is a newer employee who wasn't here at the time of the event. She also took the opportunity to observe new equipment like the routing table you see here. The routing table was added to help alleviate backlog at our vertical machining center and to reduce the number of times product is handled, bringing multiple processes down to one. Heidi's first interview is with Dave Olson, our Director of Engineering and the overall project chief.
Hello, my name is Dave Olson. I'm the Director of Engineering at Jones Metal Products in Mankato, Minnesota.
And can you explain a little bit about the Lean and Green training that you were part of past fall?
Well, yeah, we had a group in from Enterprise, Minnesota that we worked with on a Lean and Green pilot project. And we had a couple of goals in mind. Better efficiency for our processes and reduction of waste and reduced lead time. Basically reduce lead time from our first operation until our welding process. And what we did is develop value stream maps that we could figure out our overall lead time from first operation until our welding process started. And what we determined was we had about 46 days of inventory in process at that time. And from that we formed separate teams and ran various Kaizens to work on reducing that lead time.
And what has the lead time been reduced to?
Right now we've done some studies and developed some metrics that can track this. And on average, we've reduced it down to a little less than 20 days. And in certain cases, it's down to 2 days. So there's quite a reduction in lead time from first operation to our welding process.
Okay, what are some of the highlights and goals that you wanted to achieve with the value stream map?
Identify the areas that really needed to improve. We realized right away that we needed to focus on our nesting at our laser processes. We also realized that we had some bottleneck type situations after the laser process. We looked at our subsequent sub-processes of bending and fabrication processes that are prior to welding, and used 5S and other lean techniques to improve those areas.
Okay, can you maybe talk about how some of the culture has evolved, including various employees throughout Jones Metal Products?
Well, really the key to the success of the project was that we included shop floor employees, people in the office that were integral to the process, and formed teams that worked on the various projects. They came up with the solutions and they also implemented them. And in doing that, we gained really good improvement, and they took ownership of the process.
And what are some of the wastes that we have eliminated since then?
Well, basically, one of the biggest ones from the lean standpoint would be inventory overproduction. We were producing parts way too early. They were either sitting on shelves for an extended period of time. They were taking up process time on other machines where we really didn't need them at that time. We reduced energy usage because we're not cutting as much per that period of time too, so there's a variety of improvements there.
Okay, and what are some of the energy reduction plans that we have implemented since this training and going through Lean and Green?
There were basically 3 different areas that we looked at from truly the green standpoint. One of the big areas is in our paint process. and we use quite a lot of solvent in our processes, wet paint system, and we justified a piece of machinery that we can recapture solvent for reuse, thereby eliminating hazardous waste disposal and the cost of buying more solvent. Another one of the green items that we worked on would be the pneumatic air system and air leaks throughout our shop processes. We identified all the air leaks, which there were quite a lot, and we worked on fixing all those leaks and found substantial savings through that.
Okay. Can you explain a little bit more about any of our new lighting and thermostats throughout the facility?
That's another good point. We also worked with a company to improve our lighting throughout the shop floor. We went to a better grade of light that reduced energy usage and actually improved the luminosity on the shop floor.
Okay. And so what things are we currently doing now or looking forward to that we want to continue to do, or things we'd like to do in the future at Jones Metal?
Well, one of the side projects that came out of the Lean and Green project was a 5S project to relay out our production fab area. There was a huge improvement there in organization of tooling and elimination of tools and items that weren't used in production anymore. The organization by color and identification of tooling, new placement of machinery, the addition of some machining capabilities that were previous manual operations.
Okay. So how has the training through Enterprise Minnesota with the Lean and Green helped the company overall, and what did you enjoy most about it?
I think the main thing, the training side of Lean and Green really helped us to understand the basics of Lean for folks that really weren't aware of it. We did a lot of training with our operations people, and it kind of what they seen was the practicality of the concepts, and then we also gave all the folks the ability to apply the principles, and we've seen the benefits.
Okay, and since that training that a few employees here have taken as far as the Lean and Green training, is that something that we'd like more employees to do eventually and expand that for, you know, more employees on the shop floor, different parts of our business?
Absolutely. We've actually continued with more 5S training. We've added in another type of training, problem-solving technique, A3 technique, and we've seen results from that already too.
Next, Heidi wanted to know more about the new paint solvent still. To find out, she interviewed Josh Stangler and Richard Boyk. You see the still here in the background, and Richard performing some of the tasks.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Josh Stangler with Jones Metal Products. I am the quality supervisor here. I was a part of the Lean and Green project with Enterprise Minnesota. I enjoyed the training. It helped us improve some of our processes and also helped us lower our impact on the environment. The project that I was a part of was the solvent still. In our paint department, we were currently disposing of all the solvent that we were using. It has a huge impact on the environment, and we wanted to reduce that and also save money doing it. The team we had together researched our options, and we came up with a solvent still that in a 10-year time period with the purchase of the equipment would save us over $160,000.
So how long does it take for it to do something?
4 hours it takes to do the batch. That's the only noise you're going to hear is that little, it's like a vacuum or whatever. Once that stuff starts boiling in there, it actually puts it into that keg looking thing on the top there, and then we'll have clean thinner for 4 hours. Basically what it does is we have a blend of thinners mixed with paint, and dirty thinner is put into the still. Each thinner has its own boiling point, and then we got it set at 450, so that covers all the different thinners that we use here. And then it's got a 15-gallon capacity. I can do 15 gallons at a time, and out of that 15 gallons you probably get about 12 gallons of clean thinner.
Okay, so how does this still compare to the one we used to have?
The one we had before was a 5-gallon one, like a body shop would have. It wasn't meant for everyday use, where this one's more of an industrial type one, and I probably run a batch once every other day. Get about 10 to 12 gallons of clean thinner out of there.
Okay, and how long does it take to run?
4 hours per batch.
All right, and
Next, Heidi interviews the brake press area participants, where they worked on putting conveyors in to help make it easier to move parts more efficiently and with less waste. Heidi interviews Rick Nusser, the lead for this area.
Nusser, and I'm from Jones Metal Products from Mankato, and I am the lead of production of bending, drilling, saw. I got about 14 people under me.
okay. And what did you think of the Lean and Green training that you took through Enterprise Minnesota this past fall?
I thought it was good, and I wanted to try it at Jones Metal Products to see how Jones Metal Products could be in the Lean and Green.
Okay. And can you maybe tell me a little bit about the different areas that have changed out on the shop floor, the projects that came out of the training and also 5S training?
Sure. Yeah, we tried the brake press area. We figured out that how to get the parts to the machines faster. So what we did, we added a conveyor, tried to see if it would be faster if the parts in front of the brake press. That's all they got to do is turn around, grab the parts, and bend it up, and get it on its way.
Okay, so do you think that the process has gone faster with having that conveyor system there, or does it work with all various sizes of parts?
Well, it works for smaller parts when you get a bunch of small parts on a pallet, and it's easier to bend the small parts on the pallet than the larger ones. And yes, it will be faster, and I like to.
Next, we send Heidi to the laser area, our starting operation here at Jones Metal Products. There, she found production assistants breaking parts out of the laser nests. The nests have been reduced to save waste and time in breaking them apart.
Jones Metal Products. I'm a process engineer, and last fall we had Lean and Green training here, and we worked on delivering parts from the lasers through the rest of the shop. What we're doing is trying to make our nests smaller, to be able to get parts through the shop a lot quicker, get them out on the floor. Previously, it would take us sometimes up to 2 days to bust through nests, which had up to 40 sheets of material used. And now we've gone down to smaller nests. We average now about 5 sheets per nest, allowing us to clean out the nest quicker and move them on down the line. The Lean and Green training that we received really helped us to better utilize our workforce and to make the product move smoother through Jones Metal Products.
Okay.
Jason Ring, Jones Metal Products, with the routing group here, and participated in the Lean and Green project that we had going through last year. The project itself focused on ensuring that we were doing the right parts at the right time, also trying to implement some green practices so that we could save energy, time, and money, kind of implementing and tying together both lean and green. My portion of that was actually with the nesting and optimum nesting that we had for the lasers, decreasing our nest sizes so that we could increase throughput and not have the laser working as much on stuff that didn't need to be done. So with that, we decreased our material utilization, determining that that was kind of one of our lesser costs versus the actual throughput of the products.
Go ahead.
My name is Jeremy Olson. I'm the laser lead man here at Jones Metal Products. I've been here 13 years. Some of the things we've done for Lean and Green is to implement better nesting, more efficient nesting, and production assistance that help break the nest apart and get them out of the area faster.
What is a nest? Can you explain that?
A nest is software that we use to take all of the parts that we currently make for a particular material size and put them into a sheet so that the laser can cut them.
Okay, and then can you explain a little bit about what these production assistants do off of the laser area?
The production assistants, once they receive that nest, they take the parts out of those sheets and they sort them according to where they go for the next operation and move them on to the next operation.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. We would like to thank Enterprise Minnesota and especially David Ahlquist for providing us this fantastic opportunity and training. Jones Metal Products did not make it easy at first, but now we wouldn't trade the experience for anything. And thank you, Heidi, for taking the time to learn all about our Lean and Green event.